Welcome to our Reading for Pleasure Assembly, featuring Year 3. So, choosing a book. How do you decide? You've been making choices about things you prefer for ages. So, if you've not found the right book, well, keep going, keep trying. Not all books are the same. But what's your favourite thing? Fiction or non-fiction? Both fiction and non-fiction have elements that cross over and others that separate them from one another. A reader who wants to be swept up in a fantasy adventure should not be looking in the non-fiction section. And a reader that is starting to research a project on classical composers or historical facts should probably not be looking up in a contemporary books section. So what is fiction? Turn to the person sitting next to you, or in small groups, and talk about what you know about fiction. Fiction is a style of writing that is rooted in imagination. Although it can feature real people or real places or events, the entirety of the book is not based on fact. In fiction, real people can have unreal adventures, or made-up people can live in an existing place. Sometimes the whole thing can just be imaginary. What is non-fiction? To your partner or in small groups, discuss what you know about what non-fiction means. Non-fiction is a style of writing that is based on reality. The contents of the text needs to be factual, contain facts. Examples of that are academic writing, textbooks that we read in school, bibliographies, they're kinds of lists of things, biographies written by people, crime, essays, journalistic writing, things that we might see in a newspaper, sports journalism, video game reviews, reference books or travel guides. When do you find it best to read books? Is it as soon as you've woken up in the morning? Is it in school? Is it at home? Studies have proved that reading imaginative stories helps activate parts of your brain associated with empathy, seeing somebody else's point of view. Now, fiction also helps you to sleep better, but reading non-fiction before going to bed actually encourages you to plan or think about your future. Things for us all to think about. Have you ever been to a book swap party? Perhaps you could organise one at home with your family or your friends, or with your classmates or year group in school, with your teacher's permission, of course. Make some noise. Sometimes you should try, when appropriate, to read your book aloud. Feel what it's like to be involved in the story as you read the words out loud and get excited by reading that way. Or perhaps, if you're lucky enough to have one, you could read your story to your pet. Have you ever met a real-life author? Well, maybe we need to ask our fabulous head teacher, Miss Dawn, if she can arrange for us to get a message from a famous author, or even pop into our school and chat to you in an assembly. Now here are some of our fantastic Year 3s getting involved in some non-fiction.
Would study Latin, a form of which was spoken in ancient. Go to school 7 days a week.
What? No weekends?
English. Roman books were more like lots of scrolls.
For math?
What's x plus x? L.
What? That's not right.
Without television to watch, Romans went for the best next thing, the theatre. Theatres were always in the open air. Some were very grand buildings. The audience sat on seats in a semicircle facing the stage.
I am a goodie, I am.
Oh no, you're not!
Oh yes, I am.
Oh no, you're not!
Oh yes, I am.
Oh no, you're not!
Oh yes, I am. Woe is me, I'm doomed.
Roman plays were very long, so to stop the audience getting bored, performers would overact waving their arms about and shouting their lines loudly. Many of the plays were tragedies, very sad dramas, but the Romans also enjoyed a good laugh and watched plays a bit like pantomimes. The actors were often more masked so that the audience could tell the goodies from baddies.
Entertainment, for which the Romans best or worst known, featured the gladiators. These were the trained fighters who entertained crowds by fighting to the death. Many gladiators were slaves, bought especially for their size and strength. Other were men found guilty of committing a serious crime who'd been given a choice to be executed or killed in a fight. Introducing Simplus Simonus facing his first fight as a gladiator. So, how about this amphitheatre, Simon?
Yeah, big any. Why is it round?
So that everybody can see you clearly.
And why do the seats slope up towards the sky?
Same reason your fans don't want the person in front of the head spoiling their view, do they?
No, but them in front, the front row might get the sand kicked up in their eyes. Why is there so much of it on the ground?
It's perfect for soaking up blood.
Right, whose blood?
That lion's or yours. Good luck.
Gladiators would fight wild animals or usually each other. Often they would have different weapons, a sword and a shield, or two swords and no shield.
Time for the public to vote then. If you think Giganticus should finish Wimps off, put your thumb down. If you think Wimpus fought well, deserves to live, put your thumb up. Ooh, looks pretty even. Giganticus wins something. Sorry. Amazingly, some gladiators survived until they were old enough to retire. When that happened, they were given a present. A wooden sword. I preferred a clock.
Who launched a rebellion in the Britain during the reign of Emperor Nero? A. Calpurnia. B. Boudicca. C. Cleopatra. 2. What happened to Julius Caesar in 44 BC? He was declared emperor. He invited Britain. He was murdered. 3. How did Claudius celebrate after his invasion of Britain? A. He rode an elephant through the streets of Colchester. B. He rode a giraffe through the streets of Chelmsford. C. He rode a rhinoceros through the streets of York.
4. What did Caligula do to his horse? A. He married it. B. He imprisoned it for treason. C. He made it a priest. Question 5. After deciding not to invade Britain, what did Caligula order his servant to do instead? A. Gather seashells. B. Make him a cake. C. Invade Spain.